Yo, welcome to another episode of the Bjj Goons podcast. I'm your host, Tim, the Mushmaster Spriggs, and with me as always, every week, is...
Yo, what's up, everybody? What inconvenient timing. As soon as I got to do my intro, I get a call. But yeah.
You got your own theme music.
Oh, man. And I never, because we talked about it before. Y'all should know, if you can guess why I never keep my phone on silent. Um, but yeah, whatever. It's no new Nico Ball. Glad to be back. Clearly, if you're watching on YouTube, you can probably see that I'm all racked up with this cyborg stuff all around my stomach and leg, and I got some crutches on the side, but I survived surgery and we back to filming, so that's what's up.
You got the whole RoboCop contraption with you. Honestly, you could pull it off, because you're a Second Amendment proponent. You could just use that as a holster, kind of like, oh, I'm injured. Someone call an ambulance, but not for me. No, but all seriousness, welcome back. It's been 2 weeks since we've last recorded in studio. We gave you guys 2 episodes, but they were previously recorded because Nico, you had surgery. How does it feel?
I mean, actually, I'm really surprised. I feel a lot better. Like before I went into surgery, it was getting to the point where it was just irritating me so much that I would have to lay down on the ground so that my back was flat. Like I'd be like throwing my legs in the air, trying to find like a situation or a place that I could be in where it wasn't painful. And that was like time consuming. It was like very slowly the amount of things that I could do without pain were being reduced. So post surgery, it's like I felt no pain. And I was really surprised. At first, I thought it was because they had doped me up like with and it was funny because they kept calling them narcotics. They're like, now you're filled with narcotics, and I'm trying to get out the bed, and then somebody mentions fentanyl, and I'm like, fentanyl? That's what everybody cutting coke with. And I was like, I forget that fentanyl is a legal, like, actual medicinal drug.
Yeah. It's crazy. I forgot too until you just said that, right?
Yeah, I know. So it's really weird to have the doctors being like, "Oh yeah, you're on narcotics," because I think of that as a charge. It's like I don't have no narcotics officer. I don't know what you're talking about.
None.
And it was the anesthesiologist. He was Italian and he had a super thick accent. So that was just really funny. Like I've been put out like for my eye surgery, and they put me under. I guess it was like a twilight, which is like you're completely asleep, but it's different, I guess, than the general anesthesia. Because when that started going in my hand, and he warned me that he's like, it's gonna start burning the medicine, and sure as hell it really did, and it didn't feel like that the other times I went out, and it was like going up my arm, and it was like really weird because it was burning up my arm, and then I was just out like he said, and I was in that recovery room for like 3-4 hours, like that shit. I mean, we trying to get monetized on YouTube. That stuff really messed me out. It had me out.
It's okay, Nico. I mean, people cuss on YouTube all the time. We're still stuck we're almost at 700 subscribers, which as an organic building of a page, I have to say I'm very proud of. But if you are watching on YouTube, make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure that you're not subscribed. Please subscribe to the channel. Show us some love because I don't want to have a real job. I'm going to probably end up having to get one. I'm definitely going to end up having to get one eventually. Because my side projects, I mean, there's one that has a lot of promise, but it hasn't hit yet. So try to keep me from having a real job and try to pay for Nico's medical bills by subscribing to the channel, and also go to the Patreon. Go to patreon.com/BJJ Goons. That's our Patreon. We have a lot of great content for you guys. We have exclusive content like unedited, uncut episodes with our guests, or just us talking. We talked a lot about the cyborg and the fight sports controversy, which, I called it. No one's talking about it anymore.
Right. But come pants, they were talking about TLI again and I was like,
really?
On Breezy's post.
Really?
I was like,
on the
post
post
of a child. Yeah, I was like, that's inappropriate, sir.
Really?
Like, yeah, I posted. It came on Favela Jiu-Jitsu. I reposted.
Oh yeah,
that thing,
yeah.
And like somebody was like, Instagram keeps not letting me post that like TLI and is like a rapist. I was like, yeah, because you're trying to post that on the picture of a minor. So who's really the bad person there? Just think about that. Because later when we talk about the new Dear Karen segment, just think about that. Like, whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty freaking nuts. Like this is nasty. But yeah, go to our Patreon. We also have techniques that we show. I show my favorite techniques on there. Oh, another new development. I didn't tell you about this, Nico. We have a Bjj Goons Discord.
Oh, that's what's up.
I made one today. It's in its
Nice.
infancy. Like I just made it, and I'm going to build it up before I invite anyone. But we're gonna have very detailed instructions on how that you can become a member of the BJJ Goons Discord, because we're not just letting any old riffraff in there. And we're going to curate our community. So be on the lookout for the BJJ Goons Discord. Be on the lookout for our Patreon. Subscribe, please. I don't want to get a regular job. I want to continue to be a dope-ass grappler, not a broke-ass grappler. But go ahead.
Did I mention that I quit my regular job?
No, you didn't, Nico. Should we give you the round of applause?
Do you know where it is?
I don't know, which one is it.
You'd have to click. Do you know how? You're gonna shoot me down. Go ahead, click one and see if it's a round of applause.
Oh, hold on. It is.
It tells you because it's digital. Pod track 8, y'all.
I don't see. It's not the Trapaholic, not a crash.
Oh yeah, you gotta go over. I didn't put in. Those are all my trap mixes.
Oh my goodness, I'm trying to give you a good. Hold on.
That better not be the jail. Trap pack, see? All right, so another behind the scenes thing, like a videographer.
Congratulations, Nico. Congratulations. You quit your job. Shout out to Nico for quitting her job. Is he going to keep on clapping? Well, you needed an extra long applause.
Well, we'll drop this little thing for the Pod Track 8, y'all. We got that Pod Track 8, which you can put your own sound effects in.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that's out there editing videos will know about the amount of time that you spend looking for music or sound effects is my new thing. Not just having the music, but the sound effects to and then when I got this, which is a Pod Track 8, you can put a memory card in and upload them. It has like its normal sound effects, but then I also have my own, which I call the Trap Pack. So yeah. I quit my job right before I was gonna have surgery because like I work part-time at a school and I don't have like medical leave. And as I was trying to explain to administration, like I was supposed to go to Brazil to take this donation, so I'm going to have this surgery, recover, and then go to Brazil to take the donation like I told him I needed to. So yeah, I'm a free agent now and it feels so amazing.
Well, congratulations, Nico. And congratulations are also in order to the team. Shout out to Team Lloyd Irvin. Shout out. I'm going to give us another round of applause as a squad.
Yep. It's a continuous track, so you gotta come back. Boom.
Shout out to everybody that competed on the team. I want to have a special shout out to all the people that won and did really well. Shout out to the Dorsey Bros, Corey and Elijah. Big breakfast, man. Elijah Dorsey, big breakfast. He had a crazy final match against Eduardo Holke.
So Elijah is brown belt feather, correct? No.
He's not a featherweight. He's like a middle, I
Light?
think. Light or middleweight. He's a big dude.
Let me check it.
If he's a lightweight, it's like those puppies that got big paws that are going to be giant.
Okay. I mean, I just think of like hockey. It was funny because hockey is like my ex-fiance. So I found out about him winning because Master Donnie made a post and he has like Elijah's hand raised, and then I was resharing it to my stories and I look a little closer. I was like, is that hockey? I was like, sure as hell is, because Elijah had he fought Moicano, not hockey before. Yeah.
He had the classic Civil War soldier look by the end of the day. His knee was all iced up and bandaged. His face was bandaged. He was all beat the hell up, but he came out with the gold medal, and he looked spectacular in doing so. Special shout out to the youngins on the team. We had Carlos Heredia. We would call him Little Oscar. Karina, who's also Oscar and I's teammate at Crazy 88. She did well. She won gold at blue belt. Shout out to Bree, She did well. She's on the TLI kids team. Shout out to Q, Quentin. He did a phenomenal job. Young man just graduated high school and was like, you know what? I'm gonna fly out and kick some ass
Are you
in the
serious? I
grown
didn't know
folk.
he just graduated.
Yeah, he just graduated high school, so he did very well. Shout out to who else did really well? I had a whole list of guys that's off the top of my head. I
Hold on,
mean,
let's go through some of them that went. So did you mention Corey, right?
Corey
So
Dorsey.
I go through and like I record these fights. So all y'all complaining about the prices of flow. I have 44 recorded fights from Pans. Y'all be for $150 a year. Y'all complain too much about the wrong shit. Yo, this was worth it for me. And I mean, I don't want to be a flaunting the fact that I don't even pay for an account, but like all y'all that pay for an account. But anyway, so like Corey Dorsey, for example, like I got all his fights, and like the way I label them, it's like their name, who it's against, and then to making highlights. Also a good tip for all y'all editors: when I'm making highlights, I label the fight how it ended. Like if it ended by submission, I'll put the submission. And if it ended by if it was a loss, I'll put a loss. So that way I can see. Like I'm looking at Corey Dorsey's fights to make a little reel. He was submitting everybody until he lost. He submitted everybody. It's triangle, like Carmo. He's like triangle, armbar, choke. Like he was killing it.
Yeah, phenomenal job. He did a phenomenal job. Shout out to Jamil. Jamil did amazing. He made it known that featherweight is his weight division. He's always been the king in my eyes since he debuted at black belt at featherweight. Since he got screwed by Cabrinha, and he almost killed Cabrinha, by the way, with that loop choke. That was one of the worst robberies I've ever seen in jiu-jitsu. But I digress. When he loses, it's always kind of janky. Always. I mean, every time he loses, it's by a hair or a judge's decision or some BS. And he's been through a lot the last couple years with the injuries. I've seen him have to recover from some crazy stuff. But he's always been focused on one goal, and that's to be the best in the world. And I have a hot take, even though you hate that word, Nico. I'm saying this right now.
You live in Baltimore. You don't know what that word does in DC, man.
You got all those weirdo politician dudes there.
And you say that word, and everybody comes flocking to give theirs.
A bunch of bad takes and bad faith actors in DC that you have to deal with.
Advice, but if you have, I'll accept your hot takes.
Besides Lucas Apri, who is God tier, I'm gonna exclude him. Jamil is the best lighter weight fighter on the planet. By far. He is the best. I don't care who, at least in the gi, he is the best. I put a healthy Jamil against anybody right now. Everyone says Mikey, and Mikey's pretty good, but the featherweight division is stacked. It is very difficult to medal in the featherweight division. Jamil dominated this past weekend. I mean, some of the matches might have been a little close, but he was always in control. As someone that has been in the room with him, I've seen him go against guys 2 times his size. He just technically breaks them down. His guard is damn near impossible to pass. And he is so far ahead technically. Shout out to his program, the Lasso Syndicate. The Lasso Syndicate. He's just pushing it forward. There's a reason why Keenan has to give him credit now, because I let it be known, a lot of people let it be known, he was one of the greatest innovators of this lapel lasso stuff. And he's so far past it because Master Donnie said, I don't want you to do it. So now he has the regular lasso syndicate. This guy is phenomenal. And at ADCC, he had a very close match with Nicky Ryan. I don't know how they just gave it to Nicky Ryan at ADCC.
And I think not only just giving it, like, Jamil went into that match kind of a little confused about the point system and how whatever happened towards the end, there was some weird, ADCC has such weird points,
The points change depending on who's fighting, let's just say that.
And it was so weird, like, Nicky, like, his grandfather was sitting there coaching him from the side of the mat. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, that was their dad.
Was that his dad?
Yeah.
That was his dad? That's not his grandfather? How is that his dad? He was an old man.
Hey, listen, I'm not even gonna go there.
Okay.
But no, that's their dad who passed away, so I don't.
Well, either
That
way,
was
you're
the
not.
thing.
That's white privilege for you because you're not supposed to be there.
Wow.
I don't
Well,
care. I don't.
Nico with the hot takes too, but let me go back. Jamil's pound for pound. I think Jamil's the best gi player in the world. I think he has the best guard in the world. He's my goat. Within the next 5 years, he's going to show that he's the best lighter weight guy ever. And one last thing before I go back to the rest of the team, I say a healthy Jamil right now beats Prime Hoffa. He beats Hoffa. I want Hoffa to come back so we can prove it once and for all. But I say Jamil beats the Prime Hoffa.
We should all start sending him letters. And then
Send him letters.
For a super fight.
Send him letters.
If he's doing shit, what is he doing? He's coaching all them kids. Come on, like everybody.
He's getting that
steps
money,
back.
yo. He's getting that
Everybody,
money.
like even to today, come back in the ring every now and then, you know.
But we don't just got, TLI guys that did well. We got some of the Bjj Goons extended family, like Yara. She did very well.
Oh, she did amazing. Once again, like Yara and Gabby, I don't even know how many times they have fought, but they keep fighting. And this time it was only in the absolute. But man, every single time, both of them got a gold medals. Gabby beat Yara this time in absolute. Like, I gotta see how many times we fought. Like, what is their record now? Because when we talk about, like, BJJ rivalries, like, epic rivalries, both of these athletes just so talented. Both of them, got the favela origin. Both of them just so, like, into it. And both of them travel a lot. Like, now Yara's part of the Dream Art Project in Sao Paulo. She's still training with her team, Gigo. Yara's been here in TLI training. Right now, she's training with the Meow Brothers, her and Anna Rodriguez. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so they're here for like a month or so, whatever. Yara is constantly trying to figure out how she can just stay in the U.S. Like, she was trying to get like a driver's license last time she was here. Like, she goes about competing intelligently. Like, she knows that it's not just, competing and winning. It's be able to establish yourself somewhere. So I think that's really dope. Gabby too, she's part of Invite. I know she stayed an extensive amount of time like teaching in Japan. She goes and she travels everywhere. She's always helping out with the kids at her social project. So it's really amazing to see what these two women are really doing.
I think it's incredible how this rivalry between those two has evolved, because this last match was different than the match previously. Gabby was able to tactically beat Yara in that she pulled and was able to get to her guard, and the grips that she kind of had like a leg. Her hand was weaved under Yara's leg, and she grabbed the sleeve, and then she was in control. Even though Yara was able to sweep back, I suggest you really watch this match just from the tactics and the technique involved, and how Gabby just keeps on evolving, and then Yara keeps evolving, and then Yara, she got a gold medal too. Best rivalry in jiu-jitsu right now. You're doing yourself a disservice by not watching. And I have to say, like, their matches are very entertaining.
Very much so.
I watched the pans, and a lot of it was very too tactical. For me, I like it when people try to go for the win, not to lose. They were technical. It wasn't they were reckless. You didn't see big point moves, but you could tell that they were playing chess and they wanted to checkmate each other. Mm-hmm. And it just is evolving and evolving. And they're doing stuff that I would steal. I don't think women's jiu-jitsu gets a good rap when it comes to how they push everything forward.
Women don't get a good rap anywhere.
Especially Texas.
Never Texas. Never Texas.
Never Texas. The South, women,
everything's bigger in Texas.
But even the oppression. But the way that these ladies are pushing the game forward, like I'm all here for it. I'm all here for it. The women's matches were very intense. Maisa Bastos versus Anna Rodriguez.
Yeah, I saw that too, because I love watching Maisa's fights. Like, all her beer and bow style wrecks everybody usually, but Anna was able to take her out, which was awesome.
She did well. I forgot the name of Rodolfo's sister. Anna Carolina?
Baby, yeah.
Anna Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah, Anna Carolina. She did awesome. I mean,
she's the one that took out Gabby in weight, so that's why. And that's what put Anna Anna and Baby together. No, sorry, Anna's Baby. Yara and Anna together at the finals of weight, and then Yara was able to beat her. That's how both her and Gabi got that double gold.
That passing though,
Oh,
that passing,
savage.
Eric Kalina, she has some of the best passing in
But
jiu-jitsu.
Yara has some of the best freaking grips in jiu-jitsu.
Exactly, right? And then she goes against
Yeah.
Elizabeth Clay, who's very good and very tricky, and then she's just on her the
I
whole time. She's stuck to her like glue. I just, it's just so great to see the evolution. I know this to the fellas, like fellas, you guys are great too. But I gotta give love to the ladies. Like those matches, I was excited to see, and man, like some of the best sex for sex, pound for pound grapplers in the world right now are in the women's division, and I'll give it to the ladies. Y'all compete more consistently. I see them all the time. Anna Carolina, Yara, Gabby Pisania, Maisa Bastos, Anna Rodriguez, Elizabeth Clay, like they are always competing, gi or no gi. They want all the smoke and they go after each other. So shout out to them. It was a very good pants. It was good to see. I kind of got the butterflies again.
Yeah, another one, the last one that I wanted to mention from that was Jansen Gomez from the Cantagalo favela, because favela jiu-jitsu, what. He also tapped out my ex-fiance. No respect there, but what was amazing about Jansen for me is I've known Jansen since I first went to Brazil. Like Jansen and Jonathan, they actually pay for their highlights. I've done a lot of highlights for them. I lived in Cantagalo, so I would see them all the time, and their father. Hal Teague from Flow Grappling interviewed Jansen after he competed, and he spoke words. Like, if anybody knows the Gomez brothers, they don't speak and they don't smile. They're just like Jamil. And he gave like a whole interview in English, and I was like, what? Like, he never talks in Portuguese. How is he giving an interview in English? Jansen also here staying in the U.S. in California. I think he's trying to get his athlete visa. So an athlete visa will allow Brazilians to stay longer than 6 months. So that was really dope. I mentioned it to Hal. I was like, yo, he speaks English. And Hal was like, yo, I know. I think that's the most I've ever heard him speak ever. Like, since he was like 2014, 2013. Is how long we've known him. And then I also messaged his father, and I was like, yo, you had to be proud as shit to hear that, because, it made me so proud. I was excited to hear how good he was able to speak English. And, something that his father said back to me, like, really hit. He was like, yeah, thank God, thanks to jiu-jitsu, he had a way out, like, out of the favela. And, like, to learn English, because, education ain't shit. Like, he didn't learn English in a school. He learned English because he travels with Checkmate, and he stays in the U.S. training as long as his visa will allow him. He'll stay in England as long as his visa allows him. He'll go out to Abu Dhabi. And that's how these people learn, like, their career skills and how they learn other languages and how they make money. So that was just kind of crazy to, like, I don't know, it just kind of felt like completed the pan circle for me, like to see how well like the new generation of TLI athletes were coming up, to see how well like Jansen and Yara and all of them are coming up. It's just kind of really amazing.
Sometimes jiu-jitsu can be a wonderful tool for people to bring out the best of themselves and travel the world and see things they would have never thought was possible to see before. Jansen Gomez is a little dude, and he was murking people.
Oh my God, yo, he had like a snap down on the collar. I was watching and I had to text Hockey live. I was like, how did he not break your neck with that? Like, he snapped him down so hard, it didn't work, and then he cuts the angle for a double leg, and I was like, Jesus Christ. And I've seen the mat side. I remember the one time I went to go give Jansen a hug. Mat side was like hugging a rock. I was like, Jesus Christ, you're the younger brother. What happened to you? Like, oh my God, that shit made my neck hurt.
Takedowns matter, Nico.
Yeah, they do.
Takedowns matter.
Grip systems matter.
Yes.
Yes. Grips matter. And that's why I love watching Jamil's matches, actually, because a lot of times Jansen's matches are like, they're fast, they're violent, but Jamil catches you in his web and he slows everything down. That's why it would be interesting him and Rafa, because Rafa was like, that's why I love watching Rafa's passing videos, because he's boom, 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 but like Jamil could stop that. And just watching, like at one point, like I saw that he had the collar grip, and I'm thinking about the mantra, and I was like, he can't pass with that grip. And sure enough, he came back and he popped it off. And like just seeing the way Jamil popped the collar, I was like, damn, that's strong. It was very technical, but it was also very strong. And it was just interesting to see how he was going through like the process that I know I was taught, and he's better at it. Like, yeah, you can't pass with that grip, and how violently he fixed it and went back to his transition. So it's just really great to like watch Jamil's matches for those things. The other part of his matches, though, is way too complicated for anybody to understand. So, I like white belts maybe. That's kind of hard. Ask Tim what to do about that.
I have to watch these videos again and break it down.
No, yeah, like,
know-
yeah, no. It's like some parts of it are good to watch, to study, and other parts it's like, what the hell is he doing?
You know what we should do, Nico? We should bring all the people that perform so well at Pans to the Bjj Goons studio.
That would be dope.
I think Carlos would love to come through. I think that the Dorsey brothers, Jamil, but an unsung hero that should be here, come back. And they're having a seminar today. Master Donnie. He would be perfect to bring back on the show. What do you guys think? I loved our last episode with Master Donnie. We got a lot of traction. I love breaking down jiu-jitsu with him. And, we got to bring him on because he's kind of the mastermind. Like, if you look at the guys that we mentioned today, he's the godfather, basically.
Just his insight on stuff, I love it,
He's the Master Donnie. He's good to have in your corner. I don't know what it is, but like he's got that Jedi stuff where like you perform well, and he just is good right before matches.
Oh, it was funny to see. Like, I really love analyzing people's coaching styles. So when Jamil was fighting one of the, was it Nogueira or Batista?
Semis?
I don't know. He was fighting somebody, and like the Brazilian coach was talking through the match the whole time, because Brazilians will do that. Do this. Now you got to come up and do this, and da-da-da-da. They will literally talk through the whole match. And you can hear it on Flow Grappling. And then you can hear Master Donnie. Master Donnie said 3 things to Jamil that whole time. He said, I forget what they all were. One was like, he doesn't really want it. The other one is, if you come up, it's 2. And I forget what the third one, but it was just some slight adjustment. And I was just like, the comparison between Master Donnie's 3 words, because he just sit there. If you ever see him, you can also see him. He just sit there over the fence, and there's also Olga's like 2 or other 3 TLI guys there too, and watching. 3 inches forward. And
That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Literally, I was in Korea with him a couple times. When I won, he'd just say little things. Like, he'd say maybe 2 words an entire match. But it's because previously we talk about this stuff and there's cues. And I think a lot of coaching is not what you say, but what you don't say. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You can talk people to death in the corner, and it'll fuck with your mind because you got to think about all this stuff. Like you said, like a lot of Brazilian coaches, there's no shade of Brazilian coaches. There's plenty of great ones. But you tend to notice certain coaches, they just like, but Master Donnie's like, know your cues. Mm-hmm. Ty's like, know your cues. Now, the thing with Ty is a little different. It's like, he was like, tell me, do this, like in the middle of a transition. Yeah. But, man, we got to bring Master Donnie on because...
Another thing I want to say about what you said is, like, in order to know your cues, you need to have systems for your cues. Because I remember one time I was in New York, and, like, the one thing that I drill, because I'm so, like, yelling in the TLI system, is I got, like, 1 pass up forever. Like, I've been on this team for 3 years, y'all. 1 pass, 4 hours, my little Toriando pass. So it's like a Toriando cut, get the lapel grip. But what was happening was, even when I had their legs, they were able to turn their body towards me, and I couldn't complete the pass. And like, so I finished 1 fight, and then I had to wait in the bullpen. I ran and found Master Donnie, and I told him what was wrong. And since Master Donnie knows what I'm talking about, because it's the only thing I'm allowed to fucking drill, he was like, yeah, you got to take their hand in the collar, and you got to put their, like, he told me what to do. He's like, you put your collar there, and then they can't towards you. Boom. That fixed the problem. That quick. Back in the bullpen.
That's all it takes sometimes. Mm-hmm. That's all it takes.
And that's why we call me the crossface killer, because that is the crossface, and a way to do the crossface without actually, like, you can do it with your shoulder, or you can do the crossface with your forearm. And that's the day I learned how to do the crossface with your forearm, and how essential that is to just controlling your whole body, because it was keeping her from turning towards me, like her whole body. Just having the right grip turned in.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Now, let's get back into the shits, because you had a letter to give somebody.
Oh, yeah. We have Dear Karen. So we got a little segment. I've been going off on people, not on people. So let me tell you what happened. I showed you the
You
screenshots
showed
and
me the
whatnot.
messages, yes. You showed me the receipts. You showed me the receipts.
Um, sorry, someone's just asking stuff. So what happened? There was a girl that made a post about the stuff that is happening with sexual predators, right? And so we've gone over that. And like my opinion on that is a lot of people are saying shit that they don't really need to be saying at all. Um and this girl, let me look for it. She goes to the extent and she posts, "Hey, DMV Jiu-Jitsu owners, Jiu-Jitsu gym owners. There has been a lot coming to light about sexual harassment and sexual assault within jiu-jitsu, and I haven't heard much from y'all on this. Protecting your female students and changing BJJ culture starts with you. This girl is someone I met at Beta. No, this girl is Ellen Esterly. I'm not hiding her fucking name. A white girl that trains at Beta. And she tagged Beta, Kogian Academy, a Steeler Jiu-Jitsu. She tagged High Style Jiu-Jitsu, which is the private club that I was training at and that I work at before I wasn't able to train for the surgery. And I wouldn't have been mad if she had just said something like that. But like, she then went on to post saying, "I've trained a lot of gyms and I have a lot of respect for professors. This is why I'm asking for words and actions from you." And then the following slides have proposed steps. And then she goes on to post 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. And it's like, what was the purpose of that? First of all, you're not part, if you're not part of the gym or the culture. And what makes me mad is because like people are going to think that like, you know, you don't know if these gyms have posted anything. It wasn't something you saw. Like Ben and Isaac posts are the most active people that I've ever seen. You know, Ben is just starting law school. And he wants to do this so that he can stop with all of like these issues with land ownership, with people of minorities not being able to get land, women's rights. I've heard this guy sit at the barbershop, have his friend say something about an Afghan activist, like, "I'm trying to fuck her." And Ben started a whole argument about how that's misogynistic, how you can't talk about that, how you can't do this, how you can't do that. So it's like, who are you to say what they have or haven't done and mark them in a post telling them what they should or shouldn't do? Like, if you feel that seriously about it, then you need to reach out and have a conversation. Because I messaged her and told her she needs to shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down. Like, she is speaking from a place of pure privilege and ignorance, right? Like, if you really wanted to do something, then you needed to contact Nakapon. You needed to reach out specifically to have a conversation with Isaac or with Ben or with Tim from High Noon, all of these actual people. Like, if that's what you needed to do, right? Why would you come up with this list? How did you feel? What do you think about the list? You think I'm overreacting?
No, I don't think you're overreacting. I really think it's weird that I don't even know how many followers she has, that she would just put that on her story and just tag them if she wanted to get anything done, for a couple reasons. Number one, I've never heard of this person before. It sounds as though she's not really any kind of influence on anyone. It just looked like she was just complaining and trying to make herself look like she was important and just was going to say something poignant. It kind of looks to me like she was just trying to single those schools out and kind of make them look like they're the bad guy in the situation for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, so how are you basically shitting on these people, saying that not only are they not doing anything, but they're contributing to the ills of society for not doing what you think is enough, but in the same token saying that I train there. So basically what you're saying,
train there.
She doesn't.
She's not allowed in the building. She would never be allowed in the building. She's never been to High Style. That's what I'm saying. And then
So
I
she's just
messaged her.
calling them
I was
out?
like, as the only female that actually trains at High Style. And then she said, even as a private club, High Style has an active social media, and they're not very active on social media until like recently. They suck at social media. That's why I work with them, making content for their social media and post about social issues regularly, which are always admired. So also on the day that she posted this, the city was mourning the murders of PJ and Antoine, I'm sorry, of Juvie. So like for you to say like, oh, I've always admired you, bitch, you're not even talking. Like, what about these murders? Why are you coming on the day that we're mourning a double, like 2 murders, to say something like this from a place of pure ignorance? She said, I haven't seen them post this on this issue, so you don't know, you haven't seen, and she hasn't posted anything on any issue. And I'm now blocked. She said she was open to feedback, but I'm now blocked. And she's like, even, I haven't seen them post. It's something I would hope they do, even if the club was 100% men. So this reminds me of
whoa. I have a question. What the fuck are they supposed to do?
You know what they're supposed to do? Talk to their fucking instructors about that kind of culture in the gym, which is something that I have seen. I sat there and heard them have those conversations with instructors to be like, yo, I know how, I've seen how you are before. Like, we're about to open up to the public. Like, I've actually seen them have those. So, like, while she's out here preaching on Instagram, they're doing the work. I just want to make that clear. Let me repeat that.
What is posting about it going to do?
Nothing. So while she's out here posting on Instagram and not actually talking to the leaders of these gyms or community leaders, Ben and Isaac are.
But she's not even talking to them. She's talking at them and shitting on them.
That's another.
So that's not going to get you any kind of. That's not going to get you any kind of good positive feedback. That's like saying like.
That's so beautiful. She is not talking to them. She's
talking at them. Like, if you want me to do something, Nico, don't send subliminal shots at me. If you feel as though I'm not doing enough, which is really not my fucking responsibility. Like, let's be honest here. Like, the thing with social media is now this girl probably has like 200 followers, and she's on there talking like she's some kind of authority, like you're fucking Oprah or something. Like, no one cares what you think.
Again, one thing why I also probably take this personally as we like, and I'm not going to put my business out there because like I said, I don't feel like people should be trauma posting. She reshared somebody that I know has sexually harassed people. She reshared something from a sexual predator and told people go support their page after she tagged my gym in that other shit. So that's what I'm saying. Wow. Sometimes you need to sit down and shut up and let people seek professional help, or let the professionals do their jobs. It goes back to what I saw at the federal police. Like, understand the difference between what you want to say, what you need to say, and what you deserve to say. Because she didn't need to say that. She wanted to, and she deserves to fucking get slapped for it. And then this other guy who I tried very hard not to call him Uncle Tom, who is Hanad Ali, who is like a photographer from Beta Academy, was one of the 2 people that was like, oh yeah, this post is great, says, you're weaponizing the Karen label just to attack someone you have a disagreement with. It cheapens the label and trivializes the problem and addresses it as an incredibly childish response to a very serious topic. It's embarrassing. And then he goes to say, I have boo, 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 boo. Like, he goes to say, like, I'm telling black people that they shouldn't speak up on issues. The bigger issue is a racial issue, and it doesn't happen in vacuum. But, like, it is a racial issue because for you to say that, again, it comes from a place of pure ignorance and privilege.
Yeah, it does. Man. That's very much Karen behavior. I don't know what dude is talking about. But hey, man, he probably has a crush on her. He's just being a white knight.
Yes, riding that dick.
Man, listen, I know. I know when a herb's trying to white knight himself into some pussy when I see one, all right? But anyway, let me give you some black belt wisdom.
Let me just say one more thing before that. Sorry, this would be quick. I feel like it was important to share that because when people talk about when they're uncomfortable in gyms and environments, it's because I feel like people are scared to tell people like Ellen, like, you didn't need to say that. Like, how, like, maybe hearing less from you, it makes people feel like sometimes like they have less of a voice because so many people are screaming the wrong thing. You know, so it's important for y'all that are like, I don't know where to train. Like, maybe if you feel like that about somebody, then don't train with them. Don't be around them, you know? So, yeah, let's get some black belt wisdom. We're going to talk some positivity.
All right. Now's for your guys' favorite part of the show, black belt wisdom. Today's piece of black belt wisdom: the power of self-belief. We talked about Jamil extensively today. You know, I wanted to show love to who I admire as a martial artist and as a human being, and I love his shoe game. But the thing that Jamil showed this week and I saw in a post from Master Lloyd about it, is his self-belief. Master Lloyd posted on his page a text conversation he had with Jamil, in which he said, are you doing pans? I'm paraphrasing. He asked Jamil, are you doing pans? And Jamil replied to Master Lloyd Irvin, I'm going to win. And he did. And mental strength.
No, hold on.
Self-belief.
He said, because Jamil was going to pull out. He's like, are you pulling out or are you going to compete?
Yeah.
There were the two options. And he said,
I'm going to win.
And that was like, damn. He's like, I'm not, like, because he could have just said, yeah, I'm going to compete.
He's going to win.
That's the difference.
He's going to win.
That's the
He
difference.
said he was going to win, and he did the damn thing. And I'm not here to say that if you call your shot, you're going to hit it. No. A lot of times when you call your shot, it's not going to happen, or it's not going to happen the way you believe it's going to happen. But I am a firm believer, as someone that experienced high-level competition, that you have to speak things into existence. You have to have the right mentality. When I go into events, I believe that I can win, and I believe that I will win. Me personally, I think that when I train and I'm sharp, I'm unstoppable. And I think going into certain situations that I've prepared in, I'm like, I'm going to win this. I don't care who it is. I want this person. I always say I want the toughest road. So when I win, they can't give me any excuse as to why I won. Because I believe that unless they sneak me or I sleep on a banana peel, I'm going to win. And with that mentality, your whole body changes. You know, if you look at yourself and say, I'm going to win, it's the way you carry yourself, it's the way you train. Even if you're in a very dire circumstance, in the final, I mean, I've seen Jamil get out of way hairier situations than in that final. He almost got his guard passed. And it gave everybody a heart attack. Like even Ray posted on it.
He was like climbing up his back. Yeah, I made a highlight of that. I was like, dang.
But in the interview, he says, oh, when I'm in that situation, I always feel as though I'm in control because I know that I'm going to win. And he's one of the greatest of all time, of course. But this should be in anything you do in the martial arts, when you're on the jiu-jitsu mat or in life. You have to have a powerful self-belief so that when things get tough, you believe, and belief is basically knowing that you're going to find a way out and that you're going to come back. You have to believe in yourself and you have to say, I'm not going out like that. So that's my black belt wisdom for today. Hopefully you guys can apply that to your lives or to your jiu-jitsu journey.
Hold on, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Maybe a little tip that will help you. I know the kids do this, and it used to be kind of like on the wall when you get in a position. Like they're really big on mantras. There's one that's like, I am the best in the world at this position, or I'm like steel, I'm unmovable.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that is?
I mean, that's positive self-talk.
But there's like there's a specific one because, you know, Master Lloyd make you memorize specific words.
I'm a champion.
But there was one for that position. See, he got certain ones that you're supposed to say where you just keep telling yourself in a position. I don't know.
All it takes is one.
Kids. He's got a lot of them for different things.
That's some Lloydisms.
Yeah, but there's one point where he's like, when you're in a position, you just got to keep telling yourself that I'm the best in the world of this position. I'm the best in this. It's something like that. But like, that's how he tries to foster that belief in them from the little things, from practice, from just like putting it in their mind, from not saying I'm going to compete, like to saying I'm going to win. And that kind of makes a difference. Like just saying it, you got to speak it into existence and then you start believing it. You know, there's a difference between thinking that you're going to compete and thinking that you're going to win something. There's a different mental image that you have in your head going into it. And those things are very important.
And your body responds to it.
Mm-hmm.
I am a big proponent of visualizing my dreams. I think about it. I play it in my mind all the time. I do pretend interviews, and no matter what I do, and I think about what I'm going to do with after I win and how it's going to feel, and it's helped me tremendously.
Yep. In the book Think and Grow Rich that Tim doesn't want to hear about because it's like
I've
driving
read
him
it.
crazy.
God damn it.
But
I'm tired of
we've
hearing about
all
that
read it,
fucking
like,
book.
but like, yeah. But there is one part where they specifically say it's like, yeah, you should spend 20. Well, in the chapter about auto suggestion, this is auto suggestion. He's like, you should spend at least 20 minutes a day thinking of the person that you want to be. Like, how would it feel? Like, what food are you eating? Like, where are you living? Like, actually thinking about it and visualizing it. Because people think they visualize shit all the time, but like, they're really not. They're like smoking a joint, talking to some friends, they're driving on the street, trying to think about what they want to do, but really thinking about a million things. So that those kind of little details in your training and like they really start to help.
Absolutely. So, Nico, where can we find you?
Y'all can find me on the gram at No New Nico. Everything Favela Jiu Jitsu. That's FAVELA Jiu Jitsu. That's a .com. That's an Instagram. We got a store. And we're gonna have some more merch popping very soon. I'm gonna drop all that Encoda stuff everybody's been asking me about.
Well, before I get into where you can find me, I just want to give a special shout out to our sponsors for the show. Without these sponsors, we wouldn't be here right now. I want to first give a shout out to Blue Edge Business. Don't forget to check out our friends at Blue Edge Business for all your digital marketing, web development, and graphic design needs. They can help you with anything from Facebook and Google ads to websites and landing pages. Tell them Tim Spriggs sent you and get a very special discount. These guys helped me with my website, timspriggsbjj.com. And when you go there, you can get a private lesson from me, whether it be virtual or in person. I do game plans for people. I watch your matches. I look at the techniques and positions that you do the best in, and I make a game plan for you in the form of a flow chart with video examples of what I need you to do. And I do match critiques on there where I break down your footage from a match. I do it like John Madden. I literally am talking to you on video while you're watching your match. I pause it. I do little squiggly lines with the magic pen, all that good stuff. And you can also catch me for a seminar there as well. Just go to timspriggsbjj.com. And if you want a website like that, to all my dope-ass, broke-ass grapplers out there, all the goons out there that want a website like mine, or you're a regular businessman, go to Blue Edge Business. Those guys really hooked me up. And, you know, Nico, I've been eating good. I was kicking it with my pops a little while ago, and he's like, yo, Tim, like, you looking kind of swole, son. Like, you looking healthy. Like, you eating good, right? And I'm like, you're damn right, Pops. I'm eating real good. You want to know why? Because we're sponsored by John's Fit Meals. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about John's Fit Meals. John's Fit Meals is a meal prep company. Every week they have a different menu, and they have different meals that you can select. They give out orders every week. Just go to John's Fit Meals. Use the promo code Bjj Goons. Let me tell you about them, man. Like, their breakfast burritos are money. Like the best breakfast burritos I ever had. It's not some bullshit microwavable shit that you can get. It's legit. All great ingredients. I had their taco salad. Like, I've had their turkey bacon. Like, I like their breakfast food a lot, but their meals are incredible. It helps me a lot because I'm an athlete. I'm still an athlete, Nico. You know, I'm not retired anymore, right? I got a match or two coming up soon. And if you're busy, if you're working full time and you're training and you want to get good food in you and you don't want to have to cook because cooking takes a lot of time. You know, you don't got a girl to cook for you. It's pretty rough out here. Or if you're just an athlete that wants to save on that grocery bill and you want good quality food, which is important because you need to eat to survive. Like, how are you going to train if you don't eat? Go to John's Fit Meals. Really, it's so good. Anything else, Nico?
Nope.
Hey, listen, guys. Thanks for rolling with us. I'm happy Nico is back. She's got the RoboCop leg, but that's fine.
We're here for a while.
Yes. Catch me at Tim Spriggs BJJ on Instagram and Facebook. This has been the BJJ Goons podcast. Peace.